check, mic check, 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 check. Mic check, mic check. Hey, 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 hey. Microphone check.
I'm good. No. This is like terrible for me. No, only because I'm like total introvert. So everything is hard for me. No, it's totally cool. It's really. You guys, let's just not be weird and do it. That's me moving it. All right. Yeah. Shabbat Shalom. So we'll begin the same way we always do, taking a moment of silence, thinking about what the last week has been like, the highs, the lows, what you'd like to carry with you into the Sabbath, and what you'd like to leave behind. If you'd like to share with us from a place you're coming from, something positive in your life, we'd love to hear it. Go ahead, Anne.
Well, I just spent a couple weeks for Thanksgiving with my sister in Baltimore, and we had a wonderful time.
A wonderful time with your sister in Baltimore.
Yes, well, we went over to D.C. and the MGM Grand, of course, to see that, because that's beautiful.
That's exciting. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
it's some exciting things.
Wonderful. Good travel and family. What else? Go ahead, Marcy.
We spent Thanksgiving with 32 of the 40 Molanders
32 out of 40 Molanders
in Monterey, California.
in Monterey. That's awesome. That's awesome. How about one more? One more from this side? From this side? Go ahead.
We had an amazing experience hanging out with John Bunyan for his birthday.
Yes, John Bunyan, for his 60th birthday, decided to have his own comedy show, and so a lot of us were there to hear him and his fellow comics. It was an awesome way to usher in his 60th year, so that was fun. 65th? Oh, I didn't catch that. 65th. Oh, go ahead, Noel.
So this is my birthday today.
It's your birthday today. Awesome.
And wait a second, how
Nope.
does that go? Oh, so the line that I had 6 years ago in my 64th
Uh-huh.
which was at Temple, when I was playing music on
Yes.
was a guy came up to me and said, so 6 years from now, it would be, your theme would be, can you imagine us years from today sharing the park bench quietly from the Bookends album?
Ooh.
How terribly strange to be 70.
70. Well, I'm glad you're with us. I'm glad you're with us. That bookend. So there's more books and chapters than that. Are there any guests with us today that have been here before would like to introduce themselves? Go ahead, tell us who you are.
My name is Beth Camp. The Freemans are friends of mine and have been inviting me to come for 6 months?
It took 6 months to get here.
6 months.
Great.
Well, scheduling.
Of course,
Scheduling's
of
been
course.
crazy, but actually I'm an Episcopalian.
Wonderful. Welcome.
To come to a Shabbat service.
Great. Well, you've come to a very creative one, so I'm glad you're here.
Usually it's more like
Great. Great. I don't know. All right now. All right. Any other guests who'd like to introduce themselves? Any other guests? Okay. So for those of you who are online with us, we celebrate you. We know that you're tuning in from all over the country and the world, from hospital beds and your own homes, and we celebrate with you, and we're so glad that you're choosing to be with us, that even though you're not within our physical space, you're with us in prayer and celebration. For those of you who've never been to a Shabbat-ish, it's a little bit different. Rich wrote all of the liturgy that we do for today, but it's from our traditional texts, and it's all original music, and we hope that you sing with us in all the different spaces, and we fill this space with song for the next 45 minutes. So with that, I'm going to welcome up Anne to light our Shabbat candles. Just watch out for all the wires with those new hips.
One new hip,
One new hip,
one coming.
one coming. So, yes.
Maybe I'll come around.
Yeah.
Lay that flat.
This might be easier than striking. Here we go. Oh, this one didn't. He didn't wanna. I thought he was going out, but. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvasav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the lighting of the Shabbat candles. Thank you.
Rejoice together Celebrate it, we're together with Hine Matov one more time now that you've heard the tune.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב.
I think we're living in a time right now that has some pretty extreme darkness as part of it. And it isn't just coming from politics, and it isn't just coming from the weather, but it's also coming from our own personal lives. I think there's these voices of darkness telling us what we can't be. And there's all kinds of voices from the outside saying, you can't, you won't, dream smaller, give up, don't bother trying, you're not good enough. And it isn't just the outside folks doing this, it's the face in the mirror also. Our own voices diminishing us and telling us what we are. Telling us, I can't handle this, or I'm not smart enough. And those dark voices permeate everything. They surround us from the outside, and they come at us from our insides. And there's one other voice, I think, that operates in our lives, and that's a voice of light. And it's bigger than that darkness. It's bigger than the negativity. It's bigger than other people, and it's bigger than each one of us. And that voice is the voice of I can, I will, I am. I call that voice God, but you can call it whatever you want, because it exists no matter what you call it. And regardless, that voice of light is so much harder to listen to than the voice of darkness. It is so much harder to look for that light. But it's there, and it's our partner, a reminder that what we seek is not impossible, it just feels impossible. And we have more power, and our voice is stronger than we can even fathom. I think that it's really hard to find that point of trust in that voice of light. And that's, in the faith world, we'd call it the partnership with God, is trusting in that there is a voice of light that's part of all of this. And if you don't want to call it that, then you can call it trusting in the isness of the universe or whatever you want to call it. But to trust in that voice of light is partnering with the greater world.
Can we go?
Yes, you can go. And when that's difficult, we can imagine, even though it's so difficult to imagine that voice of light, when we do, when we tap into it, then suddenly all the things that felt impossible become partners in what we're doing in the world, and we're pieces of the piece that we want to see, and that we're part of the stepping stones to a future. And that understanding that each of our small actions lead to more strength, and hopefully someday to shalom. That all the Jewish prayers that we do on Friday nights are reminding us that peace is possible, that even though the world is full of darkness, that there's bits of light that we're trying to catch on to, that exists within us and outside of us. And those small acts don't disappear into the darkness. It's not an all-consuming void that just sucks it all in, but rather that our small acts of light trigger events and pathways to peace that we can't even dream of at this point. And it's our role of people of faith when we come together to attune ourselves to the light in the world and hone our ability not to block out hardship or the world's suffering, but to galvanize ourselves so that we can be part of the change we want to see and counter darkness with our voices, with our actions, and with the light that naturally exists within us. So in that spirit and energy, we'll connect with this prayer that we've been singing all of these years now, reminding ourselves that in our darkness and in our light that we are not alone. This next song that we do comes from the liturgy in the wedding. We're saying with each circle we surround each other and say, I am my beloved and my beloved is mine. And the Sabbath is supposed to be a recreation of that ritual of marriage, that in this moment I choose you. And with each circle I'm saying, I choose you, I choose this. And that's the same thing that we're supposed to be doing with the universe, that even in spite of everything that is imperfect, that I choose this life and I choose this world. So the words for this are Ani Ladodi Vidodi Li. I am my beloved and my beloved is mine. Wake up, because the light has come. This is from Lachado Di greeting the Sabbath and saying, I am awake to the world and the world is awake to me, and we are both the sources of light. With this version of the Shema, we elongate the Shema part of it, of trying to listen, as we sing it, listen to other people singing it, so try it once silently, try to listen to just your voice singing it, and then connect to sort of the greater world, to do that in multiple parts. And so we'll keep the Shema going for a while, and in between you'll hear the verse that they're used to going forward. So you just join in what makes sense to you, but make sure you spend a little bit of time of listening, because it's saying, here, listen to what we're trying to say about the oneness of the world. light in this world and the possibility of connection and the oneness of the world. We think about those who are in need of healing in body, mind, and spirit, those in hospital beds and nursing facilities, those in their own homes, those who struggle with deep grief and difficult decisions ahead of them, those who struggle with addiction. We also call to mind all those who remind us of healing and hope in the world, the doctors and the nurses and the therapists and the caregivers and the family and the friends. If you'd like to mention someone's name out loud who's in need of healing in body, mind, or spirit, or your own name, please share those names now. Judy Avner, Jackson Bachman, Sarah Bachman, Mira Barner, Corinne Belford, Sheila Boniface, Diane Hauser, Loretta Hubbard, Chava Leah, Leonard Appel, Phyllis Epstein, Ken Goldman, Dr. Merrill Goldman, Charles Gutman, Judith Gutman, Ethan Kadish, Gita Knudsen, Skylar Kuntz, Yael Kraus, Lee Krennick, Elaine Heightfield, Tony Janitas, Ira Lerner, Grayson Malkin, Jean-Marcel Lefebvre, Lou Levy, Joan Lieb, Barry Levy, Marcy Maxwell, Ellie Mendelson, Rhoda Meyer, Eileen Ness, Nancy Newmark, Phil Ryan, David Rose, Bob Rubin, Irish Shum, Archbishop Chuck Smith, Mary Capoletti Stanton, Lisa Steele, Fran Sternberg, Mahaya Stoneman, Chaim Ben Yaakov, and Nechama. We include everyone we mentioned out loud, those we're holding in our hearts, and all of us, since we're all on a journey towards healing in some way. Misha Barach Avotenu v'Imotenu, Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah, V'Barach Cholim Ha'ele, Hakadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Alehem, L'Hachli Marvatam Chazikam, V'Yishlach Lehem Meher Refuah, Refuah Shlema Min Hashamayim, Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, Hashta Bagla Wizman Kariv, V'Nomar Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all those who are ill. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit, and together we say, Amen.
So we're going to have a little bit of a sing-along. Miriam asked, I wrote a song this week. We're doing a similar thing on Sunday, Just Love thing with the band, and I had written this song for that, and it's I was contemplating the fact that as soon as you get away from the equator, human cultures have for a long time developed rituals that happen at this time of year. You know, the days get longer, and you can only imagine what it would have been like thousands of years ago, and you didn't know why the days were getting shorter. Maybe it was just over, you know. Maybe the sun was done. I'm tired. And so there's a long history of rituals that that celebrate the return of days getting longer, and I think of Hanukkah, of course, and the idea of light, and the whole idea of when you get to the heart of winter, when you get to the low point of winter, you got nothing to do but wait. You know, no matter how hard you wish, or you can run in circles and you can shake your fist at the sky, but the sun's only coming back when the sun's coming back. And I think there's I have admiration for people who shake their fist at the sky, but I think there's some wisdom in just learning to be patient and waiting for what's coming to come. And there's one thing I love about not living close to the equator is the rhythm of the seasons. And no, I don't love this time of year tremendously, being from Cleveland. So I wrote this song about that and about being patient and just with examples about it. So the chorus is just wait for the light, and it kind of comes and goes, but you can hop in whenever you want. But the chorus goes, how does it go? It's very new, so I'm probably going to screw it up. Wait for the light, wait for the light, close your eyes and wait for the light. And then there's a little different, this will be different every time, don't worry about it, sing whatever you want. Like a babe in the cradle with the shutters drawn tight, you just close your eyes and wait for the light. So it's real simple. Let's try the beginning part.
Wait for the light, wait for the light. Like close your eyes, wait for the light.
When you circle the battle and there's no end in sight, you just
Close your eyes and wait for the light.
I like the temple choir. I like it. All right, so we're going to sing some verses, but please hop in. And it's hard to see.
Oh, sorry, I didn't test it on the screen before I got colored crazy.
Oh, so you have the words up there. I may have changed the words since then.
You just got the wait for the light.
It's okay. Just hop in. The wait for the light part is the same.
There's a sliver of moon crawling over the hill. The night's too big to swallow, it's too tough to kill. You're too footsore to run and too worn to fight. So you close your eyes and wait for the light. Wait for the light, wait for the light. Close your eyes and wait for the light. The babe in a cradle, the shutters drawn tight. Close your eyes and wait for the light.
Here's a verse you don't have.
You sat in the garden, back to the wall, afraid to sit pretty, afraid to stand tall. You ate of the fruit, but you don't know what's right. So you close your eyes and wait for the light. Wait for the light, wait for the light. Close your eyes and wait for the light. Oh, your lamp won't last the night. Close your eyes and wait for the light. In a fallow field waiting with no spring in sight, you sag and you sing and you break in the night. 'Cause your heart is a sparrow too tired to take flight. So you close your eyes and wait for the light. Wait for the light, wait for the light. Close your eyes and wait for the light. When you hear the chain creaking and the collar seems tight, just close your eyes and wait for the light. Wait for the light, wait for the light. Close your eyes and wait for the light. Through the smoke of the battle with no land in sight, you just close your eyes and wait for the
a few moments of private prayer, just with the own words of your hearts.
As iron sharpens iron, so we make a world, our world. As iron sharpens iron, so we take our turn and turn our world. I may not be the one to finish this work, but I will not take my hand from the plow, not now. As iron sharpens iron, so we make a world, our world. As iron sharpens iron, so we take our turn and turn our world. I may not be the one to finish this work, but I will not take my hand from the plow, not now. As iron sharpens iron, so we make a world, turn our world.
I'm going to welcome Joyce up to share some brief announcements. And as she's walking up, I want to thank Micah for doing our sound and streaming today, to Elsa and to Dan and to Baba, Brooklyn, Taylor, and Rich for just bringing this music and this other way of being part of this celebration like this. And I just want a special shout out to Monica. Where are you, Monica? Monica, who handmade all these little menorahs that all the adults and children ended up being able to make these really beautiful things. And the candle holders we did from bullet casings. But I'm such a rabbi that when I went out to learn how to shoot, I was like, oh, these are perfect for candles, for menorahs. And I mentioned to her, and then like in a week, she had made 28 of them for the congregation to make. So if you haven't made one, are there any extra? Yeah, there's a couple extras. So if you haven't made them, they're really beautiful. And it was a lot of work and totally gorgeous for us. So thank you for that. Go ahead. We need you to give a mic. You can have Brooklyn's here.
Thank you, so I don't stand and kill myself or something. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Office will be closed. Pardon, still closer, I should have a little snack. From December the 11th through the 13th for the biennial, Shabbat services will be as scheduled. Rich mentioned it, and those of you who have not, please join us for Just Love Sunday evening at the Monastery Studio, 766 William Howard Taft Road, 6:30 to 8. You will really be impressed and have a wonderful time. A Hanukkah dinner that's a Hanukkah luncheon from at noon on the 19th, catered including latkes. Send $18 by the 16th. And send it to Temple Sholem, please. And most importantly, bring diapers or pull-ups for Sweet Cheeks Diaper Bank. The Hanukkah Hoedown is the 23rd, 6 p.m. We will partner with Eitz Chaim for dancing and dinner. RSVP by the 13th. Pay at the door $12 a person, $30 a family. Wear your Western attire. And bring hand warmers, mittens, or hand sanitizers, gloves, socks, helping to donate. If you wish to help make latkes, please sign up on the website. You all know that we don't we don't do anything here unless we ask you to give something to someone else.
Do you want to do the announcements? Yeah. Are we doing the prayer for the community together? Thank you.
Please join me in our prayer for the community. May Adonai, source of life, who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless this entire congregation of Temple Sholem, together with the synagogues in Cincinnati and all holy congregations in this world. Bless our community, our children, our families, and all that is theirs, along with those who unite to establish synagogues for prayer and those who enter them to pray, those who devote hours of their lives so that our synagogue may be a thriving place of spiritual welcoming. May the Holy One reward those who contribute to our community with healing, forgiveness, and personal strength. May God bless them by prospering all their worthy endeavors, as well as all of the people of Israel. And let us say, Amen.
As we begin the conclusion of our service, we think about those who are no longer living. And the way we do this during Shabbat-ish is we read Psalm 23. And we're in the year of mourning of Rabbi Richard Levy, who was the dean of HEC Los Angeles for a long time. And he actually installed me here, not in this space, but in this synagogue 10 years ago. And is an incredible poet. And so it's his translation, if it doesn't feel familiar. And then we'll do also in the Hebrew. And then the line that we'll sing after the Kaddish, after the mourner's prayer, is from that Psalm 23 of Ki ata imadi, I will not fear because you are with me. And so we do it as a song of affirmation. So please join me with whatever's comfortable with you. Mizmor LeDavid, Adonai ro'i lo achzar, minot deshet yar bitzeini, al mei minuchot yanhaleni, nafshi yoshvev, yancheni b'malek tzedek leman shemo. Gam ki elech b'tzetzel mavet lo yirara ki ata imadi, Shiftcha u'mishantacha hema yanachmuni, taroch lefanai shulchan neget sarai. Tishanta v'shem roshi kosi barayai, ach tov v'chased yerdufuni kol yemei chayai, v'shavti b'beit Adonai la'orach yamim. Adonai, my shepherd, I lack for nothing. In meadows thick with grass you laid me down. Across streams serene you guide me. My life you restore, leading me serenely in well-worn paths of justice to glorify your name. And even when I walk in a valley dark as death's shadow, I shall fear no ferocity, for you are with me. Your staff and your walking stick, they reassure me. You set a table before me along with my enemies. You rain rich oils round my head, and my cup overflowing. For certain goodness and the love of your covenant will run after me all the days of my life, and I shall abide in God's house for long days, long, long days. We mourn the recent passing of Morris Cohen, Fran Victor, Betty Roth, and Charles Baker. And we commemorate the yardside, the anniversaries of the passing of Julia Koppel, Gerald Charkins, Bernie Berg, Rosalind Rappaport, Rita Glazer, Norman Fearman, Howard Kastner, Annette Walter, Richard Thresher, Fran Barish, Jacob Silberman, Jane Peterman, Harris Belford, Janet Rand, Bertha Charkins, Lee Fleck, and Ruby Setzer. Are there others that you're mourning or a name that you'd like to repronounce to share in the circle of memory? If you are in mourning or community outside, please rise. We acknowledge you, and we see you. And we rise together as a circle of comfort and affirmation with the words of our people, the Kaddish Yatom. Yitkadal v'ikadash shemei rabba v'alma divra chirete v'yamlich machute v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye zachol be'Israel v'galal v'zman kariv v'imru Yehei shmei rabba mevarach le'olam omei omaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kedusha Le'ela min kol brachata v'shirata tishbachata v'nechamata ta'amiram v'alma v'imru Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Oseh shalom b'mromav huya aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing. Please be seated as we continue with our song of courage and comfort. Ki ata imadi, because you are with me, I will not fear. Our dinners. Where are you going, Shul and Fuel? Bob Evans on Pfeiffer. So for those of you who don't know, this is Shul, this is synagogue, and then you fuel that you eat afterwards. So for those of you who didn't get chicken fingers for dinner earlier, we'll go to Bob Evans. Everyone's welcome. Gail's your girl, so she will welcome you and rejoice in you being there. In the meantime, we're going to pass out the challah and the juice, and we'll do the blessings in here. John, I just looked at you to be our buddy. Juice is what color? Juice is red. Juice is red. Wine is white. Thank you, helpers. He's like gutted it. Yeah, that's right, Brooke. Oh man, that's like that. You know you're in when you just go for the guts. All right, as you're getting it, I'm going to start the prayer because I think we'll be right there. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lachem min haaretz te'avon. And with your mouth full of challah and oversweetened juice, we will return back to our first song of Hine Matov, rejoicing and being together in this moment, hopefully filled with a little more light. You could connect to someone near you to receive a blessing. If you're not a toucher, just say, no thanks, I'm not a toucher. If you're online, you can put your hands out. Whatever works for you to receive in this moment, to go out from this space with light and courage. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. When little blonde things come up to you. And it is a blessing. And even in darkness, may you feel light as possible. May there be courage and little voices asking you to tell me something. Okay, can you just hold on one sec so I can just finish this one last line? Thank you. May you be graced with patience and kindness and love. And see interruptions as holy moments to connect with other people because we need you exactly as you are in this world. And together we say, Amen, Shabbat Shalom. This is not a toy. Thank you.